morning. Good morning. One coming to you way late today. Apologize. I've kind of been trying to do like a little 5-minute, 10-minute recap over on TikTok because I can't quite stream this space there yet. And it wound up that I talked and a couple times it didn't take it. Okay. Looks like we're streaming here on X. So apologize. I try to get here close to the beginning of the hour as I can, but today I was also over speaking to my buddy DigiJoint Space, talking about complaining about the algorithm. So anyway, we're here. Looks like I'm just making sure we're my hat's not, the blue screen's not liking my hat, so I'm gonna go to not showing myself here. The gray hat does not go good with my green screen. Make sure we're live over here on over here, and we'll kind of jump into it, man. Jump into the Bitcoin. Welcome, everyone. Glad everyone could join me. Sorry, I'm way late. Markets actually opened. Like to be here half 15 minutes ago, but busy with some other stuff and had some technical difficulties on my little recap over on State of the Union yesterday. Bitcoin is definitely looking a lot better. Yesterday was kind of a real depressing day. By the way, appreciate everyone joining me over here on the everyone here joining me over here on X. It doesn't always save them, so I download it and repost it. Wants to watch it later. There was some not save you. Getting a little better. We'll kind of have to make this show, but like I said, glad everyone. Bitcoin definitely a lot better. 47 up 5.3%. I think it's the State of the Union, and right before it started pumping, and things are looking a little better. Of course, it was very dark last couple of days. Ethereum 1974 up 8.4%. We're all the way down around 1,800, so almost a $200 up 8.4%. XRP, we're back to 141. We're all down all the way down to 132 and up 6%. And Solana doing better than any of them. I guess I got to click on it to see it. But Solana here, 84.07. God, we're all the way down to 76.52. Luckily, I was able to buy a bunch of Solana on that dip, add to my bags, up 9.8%. So we're doing better. Check on the futures. We're looking up. Have to refresh this. We're talking to one individual. I'll just look at it. Big news. We're going to be talking about Nvidia. And I'm a little disappointed that Trump mentioned it, but yeah, NASDAQ up 0.7, Dow Jones up 0.36, and S&P 0.52. So much better day than yesterday. Going to have to speak a little fast today because I do have my GM Bitcoin on X. Been doing that for 4 years. Coming up me there. We'll be talking about this stuff. But look, Trump did a decent job. Pitched his economic message, honored a lot of people, kind of really played 4D chess, really set up the Democrats. Some of them didn't stand for the hockey team. To me, the most egregious was them not standing up for that poor girl who was murdered, Ukrainian girl, Irina, who was murdered on the bus. Her mother was there. A lot of people didn't even stand up for that. To me, that's going too far. And of course, you had Omar and Rashid Tlaib over there yelling like a couple of little brats in school class. But anyway, nonetheless, my disappointment, I was very disappointed that people, there's some things that transcend party and stuff. And that just shows you how fanatical some people have gotten. But either way, we're not here to talk about politics. I was very disappointed for the first time because Trump did not mention the strategic reserve. He didn't mention Bitcoin. He didn't mention becoming the crypto capital of the world. I'm starting to wonder if he was just pandering. The only reason I could see legit reason for him not to mention it is if he's slowly buying for the strategic Bitcoin reserve and he wants to leave it, wants to leave the price as low as he can get. I don't know, but I was a little bit disappointed. I'm not going to lie. I was expecting him at least to mention it, especially how important stable coins are. Stable coins are the only thing that can really save the US dollar, can continue to make them the dominant reserve currency. I mean, it's one of the most important things to him in this administration is stable coins. So I was disappointed. Yeah, I don't know how this flew under my radar, but reports after the bell today, and I think that's part of why we're seeing the pump. As usual, I think they'll blow it out like they always do. If they don't or guidance bad, it could really tank the market. So strap in, you never know. But I believe, as usual, I think that people are generally feeling like it's going to be good, and that's part of why we're pumping a little. I mean, funny how that little pump makes you feel a lot better. And I don't know that this could be a dead cat. It could be a fake pump. We could still go lower. I don't know. But man, sure feels, I'll just say it feels a lot better than it did yesterday. This is interesting. And I think that we need to step back and kind of look at this, right? Bitcoin, $2 trillion asset, gold, 35 trillion, global stock market, 140 trillion dollars, right? So just keep in mind how early we are, how teeny we are. And just when we flip gold, inevitably, which we will, we're closer to a $2 million asset, right? And we know that people are fleeing. The reason gold and silver are doing so good is because they're a hard asset. It's hard money, right? Super hard asset, super scarce asset. I believe Bitcoin is actually better than those moving forward. So I believe that for sure Bitcoin will catch it one day and surpass it. But my next major target is, of course, $1 million. I think we'll be there before the end of 2030. So, but step back now and again and take a look at this and realize how freaking early you are and what a good investment it still is. As Matt, MicroStrategies is now the most shorted stock. The net short position is almost, what is that? 4, 5, I don't know what that is. 5 billion short positions, 10 to 11. Yeah, it's about 5 billion, just under 5 billion, 4.85 billion, which is about 10 to 11% of its market cap. I'm a buyer here, to be honest with you. I need to figure out how to do it online because I don't have a U.S. bank account. I don't have a U.S. brokerage account, but I'll tell you, it's I'm a buyer here, and for sure. And when Bitcoin pumps, you can see a massive short squeeze over here, but Chris really piling on, trying to take him down. But always saw this 75 chance on poly market. U.S. strikes Iran before the end of the year. Something we need to be aware of. We kind of talk about it every day. Like I said yesterday, and I don't have a slide on it today, but the biggest thing I think now is this Clarity Act. Yeah, this is a shoe to drop. Until this gets resolved. By the way, isn't it like 4 or 5 years now on the Ukraine war, which just seems crazy. I want to see these conflicts get. You guys know one of my favorite macro indicators, the fear and greed. 11, we were all the way down to 5, which was just stupid. Yesterday we were at 8 or 9. Now we're at 11. Makes sense. Just a little too much panic there. Look, not financial advice. I'm definitely not a financial advisor, but I'll tell you what, it's always worked out when you bought Bitcoin in extreme fear. So just something for you guys to consider and see how it applies to your situation. Stripe, stablecoin payment volume doubled, one of the biggest merchant providers out there. Stablecoin payment volume doubled to $400 billion in 2025. They're calling it stablecoin summer in its annual report. So stablecoins are so important, especially the U.S. government. Like I say, the Clarity Act has to pass, and I don't know why Trump's not talking about it, right? And like I say, unless he's wants to keep the price down so we can buy cheaper Bitcoin as a country, I just don't get why he wouldn't have brought it up, because it's so important. U.S. becoming a major hub, a major, place for crypto, and especially stable coins. It's the only thing that's going to save the US dollar in the treasury bills. They're one of the largest buyers, right? And is this, we've seen this could increase hundreds of times, right? Stablecoin is going to be the currency on these fast blockchain rails. So anyway, I will express my disappointment in Trump for not mentioning. Maybe he has a strategy, maybe he just really doesn't care, but he needs to. Bitwise CEO said there's a massive mispricing with crypto on Wall Street. They're quietly building on chain while investors clinging to old narratives. Tokenization is 20 billion. Trad markets are trillions. Institutions are moving the markets sleep. They're seeing what I'm seeing, and what you're probably seeing. We're grossly undervalued here. Grossly undervalued. This one isn't pulling. It was just Saylor talking about quantum. How see if it pulls up. I would like to see. I don't know why this page being a little slow. I think it was just Saylor talking on CNBC, saying quantum is a decade away, and when it happens, we'll upgrade the software. It's that simple. I believe that's the post that was there that doesn't want to pull up for some reason. $2.5 trillion banking giant Citibank says Bitcoin is still going to $189,000 a year. I'm calling for all-time high at, Citibank, big bank, traditional bank, household name, saying we're still going to 189. Could certainly happen, right? More than a double, almost a triple from here. Hey, hope that happens. Certainly could, right? Dude, why the hell is Vitalik? He dumped $43 million worth of freaking ETH, man. And I get it. He's donating charity, maybe tax stuff, whatever. And it's still a teeny position. But in that time, the price slid 37%. Just a bad look, man. Sell it when doesn't get, but not a good look, man. But it's brought ETH down to the point where those of us that believe in it can buy more. Anchors Digital, which is the first federally chartered crypto bank, came out that they're buying STRC, which is the preferred stock that pays 11.25% dividend. Yeah, that's they're buying that, and a lot of institutions and stuff go through these guys to custody their Bitcoin and stuff because they are the first federally chartered crypto bank. So bullish for Bitcoin, in my opinion, bullish for MicroStrategies. I think we're going to see a crazy short squeeze there. Circle stock surged 16% as the USDC issuer beats earnings, man. Shows you. Look, it's also why I'm bullish, a little bit bullish on World Liberty Fi now, because they are the 19th. If we look over here, the biggest, of course, one is Tether at 183 billion. And then you see Circle down here at 75 billion, basically. And then if you come down here to like number 19 is World Liberty Fi's. They're only under 5 billion, but I'm buying because they're tokenization and stuff. Not buying a lot, but it's not a huge position, but I do believe that this 10 cents, I believe it's starting to look like a good buy, especially as long as I think his boys are going to do well with that. But once again emphasize the importance of stable coins to the U.S. economy and the dollar. It's I just don't get it. Sorry. But anyway, yeah. So Circle, they are trading on the stock exchange and they're doing well. And the upside potential for stablecoin is just massive, and it's a business. Also, if you love XRP, XRP's in the top 50. Their stablecoin. I should have looked at it there. Let's see. Let's go over there. I know there's a lot of XRP fanatics out there. I like XRP. I don't love it, but I do like it. I do. I portfolio, and part of my problem is I'm much on it the first few times. I'm just maybe have a little unbiased that other people don't have. But there it is. The Ripple. Got an alert coming in to close out some of my grid bots, Solana grid bots over there on BitUnex. Ripple at number 46. So that's bullish. That's pretty bullish to me for XRP. And that's part of the reason I'm, starting to like XRP a little more is because they're stablecoin business. But anyway, yeah, so it's kind of a reason I'm starting to dabble a little more into XRP, a little more into World Liberty Fi, though they're not my top 10. They're not in my top 10. They're barely in my top 20, top 30. But anyway, I am starting to dabble in them. I do like the stablecoin business. 10 years ago, Mt. Gox, 10 years ago, Mt. Gox, 12 years ago, excuse me. That was a devastating thing. I can't tell you how, I lost thousands of Bitcoin in Mt. Gox, and it was the only exchange and kind of turned me away from Bitcoin for several years, right? That was 12 years ago. So, anyway, it was devastating at the time. A lot of people, we just left crypto because of that, because we thought it was such BS. It was like a $500-600 million thing at the time. But absolutely devastating at the time. So happy birthday to that piece of shit, Mt. Gox. Of course, now we realize that what they went bankrupt in Japan, and the but it was a devastating blow. Bank looking going to give a presentation at Strategy World today on the Bitcoin. So they're going to be talking Bitcoin. So now we got the big boys shilling our bags, man. I like it. That's bullish. Macro investor James Lab, certain Bitcoin each $1 million, right? Everyone, I think most people believe that. So those who don't are not in the know. This is nothing we haven't seen. I've been here for 15 years. Trust me, I've seen all of that. And look, just yesterday, in the last 24 hours, $80 billion has been added back into the crypto world. So definitely a little more positive today than yesterday. Yesterday, we really were on a slide, and this might be a dead cat bounce, might be a fake out. We'll see. It doesn't matter. I'm bullish here. Now, this from Dusty DC Crypto. Gold has officially overtaken the U.S. dollar as the largest digital global reserve asset, a major shift in how central banks are positioning their reserves. The balance of global monetary power keeps changing. So once again, two things I'll say about this. This just emphasizes why it's so important for America to nurture this stablecoin stuff, right? Very, very, very important. Looks like my Twitter feed or X feed's a little lagging, so apologize for that. If you're over on X, I will, like I say, I'll post the full thing as soon as I can download it from my computer. But I don't know why X was a little buggy today on Spaces too. But anyway, I use a third-party software so I can integrate everything, but it looks like my X feed is lagging again, which sucks because that's where most of my listeners are. But anyway, I will repost the full version. But anyway, this underpins why gold, it's so important for America to curate the stable coin and get the dollar back stable coins. And also, if you believe in hard assets and you believe in hard money, and I believe that Bitcoin's better store of value, better gold, better than gold. So that's going to take some while to play out, but that means that my belief and my prediction always has been and always will be that we flip gold someday, which is $36 trillion. So that's like a 15, 16x from here. And I believe that puts Bitcoin closer to $2 billion someday. So, yeah, it looks like, man, my feed over on X where all the watchers are isn't working. So we'll kind of cut this short. But also, investment bank giant TD Cohen predicts Bitcoin to hit 225,000 in 2027. So we've got people saying we're going to be in the 180s here this year. And my prediction is we'll exceed $1 million by the end, maybe $1.5 million by the end of 2030. It is bullish stuff. Last thing that doesn't want to load, just Jane Street, right? Getting sued. We didn't see the sell-off we've sold in the last couple of days. Is it because Jane Street is under scrutiny? Did they cause the whole have they been the ones that have been dumping every day, and now that they're in the spotlight, they backed off? I don't know. We've now had one day, today might be the second day we didn't have the sell-off. My guy Sasbo over there, OG buddy over there on X, asked, is tokenized gold a threat to Bitcoin? I don't know that it's a threat. I mean, will some people see that as a good store of value? Maybe on the greater scale of things, you still have third-party risk with tokenized gold. It still has to be put somewhere. So I still think it's better just to buy Bitcoin. However, I've said, and I am looking to buy TUS, is it TAUD? Tether's one over there, which is housed over in Switzerland. And it's also you can redeem it if you want. So I wouldn't call it a threat. I would just call it definitely an option that some people will take. Definitely not as good because it can never be fully decentralized like Bitcoin is. So I would say it's an inferior gold. I believe Bitcoin is a better gold, a better store of value, but definitely some people will choose that just because they believe in gold and they like the gold. I myself have a little bit of tokenized gold. I haven't done it yet. I'm also trying to get CoinZoom. I'm going to talk to them about adding TAUD or whatever it is. I would like to see I believe everyone will have. I believe it'll become very popular. So not a threat, but definitely it will take. There is some people that will choose that over Bitcoin. I think if you're really in the know, you will still go for Bitcoin. But yeah, I like it actually. I think it's good. Sorry, X is XAUT. What is XAUT? Is that what I'm XAUT? Oh yeah, that's Tether Gold. Sorry, I was saying TAUT. Yeah, so you can buy it over on Hyperliquid. Nice. Listen, Hype is one of my holdings, and I look to include it. Very fast blockchain with the biggest perps exchange in the world. Yeah, I like Hyperliquid, and thank you for letting us know that you can buy it over there. I'll tell you what I'm doing now. I like to have it on one exchange. I'm doing everything on BitUnex now. I've moved over I'm starting, not all over all my grid bots over there. I also like that. Because it's just like I don't do leverage over there, but I do I do 1x leverage, which is no leverage. Grid bots, and I'm starting to buy all my spot positions over there as well. And I do have an affiliate link, and some friends have had good luck. You got great customer service. But yeah, if you want to even more, that's still a centralized exchange. If you like Hyperliquid, I do need to start doing more over on Hyperliquid. I am a big supporter and big believer, but just the last minute look over here. Bitcoin's still looking good. Let's pull that up. We'll see if we have the dump or not. Yeah, if you look on the hour, well, no, the daily dropped. No, I guess we're still going up, right? 66,880. So maybe do we get 67? Or we get like it? Thanks, Evan, for joining me. Looks like we might have glitched out a little, at least as far as the video feed over on X. At least for me, I will post the full one, the full space so you can watch it. Also over there on YouTube, and you're welcome to join me over on the GM Bitcoin Morning Show with Enzo and Kev King and Joe Domains and a few good friends over there. You can come up and speak, introduce yourself, join the conversation. Sorry, guys, it was a little short today. Had to talk fast as if I don't already talk too fast, but appreciate you joining me. And yeah, a little bit better day than yesterday. I'm celebrating on a Wednesday, hump day, happy hump day. Enjoy, everybody. I will see you tomorrow, and we'll see where this ends, but